We really just have to say that it's episode 2 and that's it. We don't need to introduce everybody.
I'll open up, I guess.
Oh, but I was gonna volunteer. But okay, Aldo, you got it.
You sound like you really didn't want to, Cody.
No. It's okay. You're beautiful.
I know.
You're so fucking sexy.
Give me your address, boy.
And welcome back to episode 2 of the Knowledge You
Oh,
Seek podcast.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Knowledge You Seek podcast, our Spoopy episode. So first episode has not gone up yet. It will go up. Also, make sure you follow our social medias, our Twitters, our Instagrams, or SoundCloud, because we will be uploading the podcast there, working on Spotify and everything else. Let's see. So what has everyone been up to, boys?
Oh man, work, and more work.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, seriously.
BJ, you had a bit of a fun time for the past 2 weeks, right?
Had a fun couple of weeks. So we did our podcast, first one, got through our first one, and then I had to have my wisdom teeth pulled out. That was fun.
How many? Let the world know.
All 4 of them. All of
All
them
10
taken
of
out
them.
at once.
Oh god, too much.
They're all gone.
They're all gone. They never
went-
survived.
I went in under anesthesia,
Nice.
and then I woke up in a pharmacy parking lot.
What the fuck happened?
What happened? That's when it just started to warm up. I was awake for a second, knew I was in a pharmacy parking lot. I had someone taking me, so they were getting my pills. And I dozed off again, and then I woke up in my house. So,
Wow.
then it was just, the usual days of pain, can't eat anything.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
Completely zapped any motivation to edit things.
Yeah. But you did get to editing, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah. So episode 1 will be uploaded to different places where you can find your podcasts. Currently working on getting our RSS feed stuff settled down so we could get you to listening on Spotify and everything. Yeah. Anyone else had anything interesting this week besides work? I know I worked. Cody worked. Alex, your week?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
All right, that's cool.
Cool.
Mike-
The excitement continues.
Michael, school, I assume.
Yeah, not much, man. Just school.
Chase has been feeling a little under the weather.
Been feeling a little under the weather, and then Pokemon just came out with its newest update, the Crown Tundra for Sword and Shield. So I've been doing that nonstop,
Nice.
Nice.
along with Genshin Impact.
Gotcha
Rocka.
games.
Rocka.
I've been suffering at the hands of Bleach Brave Souls because they don't want to give me the special character. Every character besides the special character.
Do you have a pity system in that game?
What's a pity system?
So recently, Genshin Impact developed because it's a gacha game just like that, and like a Dokkan battle. But it has a pity system to where you can go 90 summons or wishes or whatever for a character. And if you don't get a 5-star, which is the highest tier you can get, before you hit that 90 mark or exactly at that 90 mark, you're instantly guaranteed a 5-star no matter what.
All right. So with Bleach Brave Souls, you get at least for this one, because it's a collaboration, because it's Bleach, but the Bleach creator made a new manga and anime called Burn the Witch.
Okay.
And so it's a special collaboration. Every 5 draws, you get a 5-star.
Okay.
But the problem is the filler pool is always like shit. There's never anything good to draw out of it. I have everything in this pool, so I can't get more orbs to get more characters. So it's I got one of the 2 new characters, Nini, who's one of the witches, and the other one, Noelle, is overpowered as fuck, and I have not been able to get her.
Okay.
And it ends tonight at midnight, and there's no way I'm gonna get enough orbs to get her. So I'll wait till individuals come out, I guess, if they do. But anyway, speaking of video games, and this being our Spoopy episode of our podcast,
So spooky.
yeah. So Michael, you have played this game. Twitch has played this game, and we all plan on playing this game as well. Phasmophobia.
Hell yeah, man.
What do you think, Michael? Scary, overrated, underrated? Not underrated, but what do you think of it?
I think it's properly rated, man. I think it's a really unique horror game to come out. This is one of the first games where I think the most unique thing about it is just the fact that it has voice recognition. I think that adds just another layer of like horror and terror to the game, and plus multiplayer feature too.
Yeah,
let's not forget
I honestly find the directional mic just amazing. I didn't know that microphones audio was getting to that point, but my God, watching those videos and knowing that you can yell from across the room and it sounds like you're yelling from a different room is amazing.
I think we can agree that like you add directional mic in any game and it's instantly a classic.
Oh yeah.
Oh, could you imagine that on Call of Duty Zombies?
You just hear the zombie screaming, and then you hear your teammate running like away from them towards you.
Just gets louder as you go.
Yeah.
I like to imagine just sitting there in one room, like, okay, I got this room secured. What about you? You know, Michael, and then all of a sudden you hear dogs barking, and Michael's like, oh, freaking out. That's what I like to imagine with the directional mics.
But let's be realistic here. Michael wouldn't make it to the dog round because he was down round one.
We can never forget this.
Throwback to the first episode of our podcast if you have not yet listened to it.
And you thought we forget.
We'll never forget. The goal is to mention this once every podcast.
We're going to find a way.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a good narrative to weave in.
Yeah.
All right. So I got Phasmophobia. Michael's got Phasmophobia. Chase is working on getting Phasmophobia.
It's already done.
It's done? You got good internet, dude.
Seriously, that's great. That's perfect.
Cody, you got it?
Yes, sir. I'm up. I'm ready.
All right. So 4 of us,
streams.
We're going to go ghost hunting, yeah? We could even have this channel stream it if we want.
I think, yeah, be a good addition.
Yeah. See here. So,
Craig, write that down.
Craig, work on that, okay?
Craig, take a note. Take
the notes, Craig.
Take note, Craig. Anyone got any other scary games they've played that just like left a good impact on them?
I'd have to say, without a doubt, this is obviously an older one, but PT was still pretty up there in the crazy scary games.
I never got to play it before they took it down.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
it was worth it. I mean, it was just one level over and over again, but the suspense that they filled you, I jumped. Like it worked out really well. I love the writing, and I was very sad that we couldn't get anything more out of it. But no.
I think,
did you hear why they took it down?
Oh no, I knew why they took it down. It still sucks though.
I think PT was like the first horror game that I actually played, and I played it at your house. And I think that was the first time I realized this. Like, okay, yeah, I'm all talk when it comes to horror games. Like, 100% a bitch. Because you guys, you and Chase, and you guys started it off by closing the blinds, and instantly I'm like, oh shit, I'm not ready for this.
like Cody never played it. He just knew what it was, and I was the one that knew everything. But I made Cody play it. Like, I made him do everything.
No, that was a fuck you moment. A very good fuck you moment, honestly, in my opinion. But I think that one definitely left a very good mark on what a horror game should be. And I'm trying to think if I played anything else that kind of hit that same level. Or
maybe say like the newest Alien. I don't know which one's that.
Isolation. Yeah, Isolation. It did good. It honestly, in my opinion, it scares you in the beginning, but then you get used to it because you're like, I know exactly how to beat this thing. I know how to hide. I know how to take cover. I know what the best method. Like you build your gadgets to distract them.
Okay, what difficulty are you on though?
We're not going to talk about that. But
it's because like the game designers for that game with the alien, the xenomorph.
Yeah,
it actually has 2 brains like encoded in it. So one brain is to like move the body, while the other brain knows where you are exactly at all times. So when you play at the harder difficulties, it's always going to find you no matter what.
Oh, that's terrifying. Yeah. No, I mean, I totally played hard difficulties. That's what I'm saying. Totally played those. Fucking nailed it every time.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I know it's not really like the atmosphere. It's gothic up to a point, but I haven't played it, but I really want to. And maybe if I get a PS5 with the PS Plus collection, Bloodborne.
Oh, Bloodborne's crazy.
Yeah, because I like the whole aspect of it goes from like gothic horror to straight up like Lovecraftian cosmic horror shit. And that shit like fascinates me. Like I got a book. It's like those thick book collections that they come out for Halloween. I got 2 last year, and I started reading one finally. Because there's a lot of downtime working at a school right now. I started the Call of Cthulhu because it's like an H.P. Lovecraft collection. Yeah, I like the whole like concept of like there's these extra dimensional entities that we can only register as gods. They don't care about us. We're just like in the way. We're like insignificant, pretty much. I like how H.P. Lovecraft writes like the atmosphere, but he's so fucking racist.
Yeah.
Like, and people can't say, "Oh, it's just that time." No, he's like before his time. Like, he's even more racist than like the racism back then. So I'm like, dude, because like I was like, all right, the story's going pretty good. Okay, this professor who's been studying the cult of Cthulhu, he dies, and he's like, but this curious African American folk was around him, so clearly it was his fault. But he said it in a way different.
Oh my god.
Yeah, kind of way. Like that's
how different.
I don't.
I'm a little bit curious. How different was it? Is there any other ones?
We are not going.
Oh, it's not like I'm not gonna even. No,
don't.
Okay.
Just don't.
I am getting some mixed messages here, but all right.
You know, the messages aren't mixed, Alex. You just want me to get us demonetized. Like,
Yeah.
We're not.
Craig can't cut this out live, Alex. This is out there.
Craig, get the sensor ready.
Craig, censor me now.
Craig, my slutty secretary.
Oh my god. Before like while we're still on the whole video game and everything aspect, I gotta say, I've totally forgot one. This is a classic, and I think everyone can agree. I don't know if everyone here has played it, but Dead Space 1.
Yes, man.
Oh yes, come on now. That one.
I have not played it, but I watched a Let's Play of it. But to get into the mood, I turned off all the lights and everything. So I was like, okay, I'm with you guys. But yeah, the atmosphere and everything about that is like, it's crazy good.
It worked great.
I mean, Five Nights at Freddy's.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's true. That one's a good one. That one is definitely a classic now as considered a scary game.
You seen the trailer for the newest one coming out?
There's another one.
Oh, this one. Oh my god, I can't wait for this one.
Well, we're gonna have to watch that trailer later.
So this next one, you are not sitting in a room. You are locked in a mall that's like centered around the theme of Freddy Fazbear's, and you're a kid trapped in this mall, being hunted down by the animatronics. You have to run around and hide in the mall. And
I thought you said a ball. I'm like, yes, G-force horror.
Really?
God damn it!
Yeah, no, you're stuck in a mall, like a themed mall, and you're a kid, like you're literally a kid, and there's animatronics hunting you down, but there's also animatronics helping you, like trying to get out. And it looks so amazing. The visuals look so fucking amazing. Like I'll show the trailer like later.
Yeah,
but
share it.
It's fucking amazing. I absolutely love it right now.
You know what's another underrated? I wouldn't say horror, but had horror aspects. Minecraft, man, for sounds alone, and pigs.
Okay, I mean, I don't know whether I should give you that or not, but I'm gonna pretend.
I mean, like Herobrine, I guess.
Herobrine, that was pretty scary.
Yeah.
So this was at the PS5. What was it? The PS5 like teaser, like teasing all the new games.
Mm-hmm.
This was the last one that they teased.
Oh, okay.
So like PlayStation knows, they're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like a top selling game.
Well, good.
That is good. PlayStation knows. That should be their slogan. PlayStation gives us money for creating you a new slogan.
Yeah, that's it.
PlayStation, please increase the price of games by another $10, please.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. PlayStation knows because we want you to send us all your audio chat. Oh, yes.
Any other
You
scary?
didn't know about that.
No.
I
actually
I was gonna say because I thought you were gonna ask about more scary games.
I was.
Okay. Well, I don't know if anyone else has played it. Does anyone know about Condemned Criminal Origins?
Condemned. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it does.
It was Xbox 360. I remember that, but you basically play an investigative, CSI or whatever. You show up to a crime scene. You're kind of trying to figure out who did this killing, and you end up getting framed for the murder of your partner, and like you're hallucinating halfway through, and it's the end. Everything is dark. There is no like, oh, I'm going to end up in this room full of light and I can see all my enemies. No, it is constantly dark. You're running away from cops. You're running away from this criminal who's sending people after you. And all your weapons is like, oh, I found a 2x4 on the ground. Or, oh, I found a fire axe. Yeah, crowbar. It's all you can find around you. And it was very trippy for the time.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely worth it.
Interesting.
Of course. That's all I have for scary games.
I know it's not a scary game, but how about those jump scares in Warzone?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Don't get me freaking started on that. Oh my gosh.
I think I will get you.
hate 'em.
What's your opinions?
I do not have Warzone, so this is one of those times where you must explain.
All right.
So in Warzone, they added a special Halloween game mode, right?
I know they added a Halloween game mode. I know they added like a Texas Chainsaw.
Yes.
I believe. I do know all that.
They added all those guys as operator skins, so your character could look like that. And in the new game mode, rather than dying and going to the gulag to fight your way out, you respawn as a zombie.
Okay.
And you have to kill at least 2 players or find 2 vials that they drop on death to respawn. So it's not just like a one and done how it was in the gulag. No, you can just keep respawning as a zombie, get back into the fight, die, come back as a zombie. It is so much fun. And the entire map is shrunk down a bit and really dark.
Okay. So where's the jump scares?
They added a ton of jump scares to all the loot boxes on the map. So when you open up a box, there's always a small chance that a ghost or spirit's going to screech in your ears.
Oh, God.
When you open it up. And
is there like a Samantha where like a teddy bear pops out and she laughs at you? Because if not, I'm not going to play it.
Haven't heard any Samantha. No, have seen teddy bears though.
It's mostly like Saw or like Leatherface kind of thing. That's what I've seen so far. Like
shocker.
There's ghosts and spirits all like floating all around the map, making noises, making you turn around like, oh fuck, is there someone behind me? Zombie behind me. When you respawn as a zombie, you're able to survive in the gas that's shrinking the map.
Oh wow.
But man, the freaking the how loud it is, how loud the jump scares will shave off like 5 years of having hearing.
And it sucks because it happens at the worst times, because if you guys remember last game when we were playing, I freaked the shit out because I opened a box and there was a zombie in the same room with me. I wasn't scared about the zombie because I freaked out at the jump scare. I died instantly when I could have.
Couldn't fight out the zombie at all. It's just panic.
It was just a shitty time that it just happened, unfortunately.
Also in this game mode, it's the best time to add fire drake rounds to your shotguns. Adding flame to your shotguns to fight off hordes of zombies running after you. Quite fun.
Scientifically proven to kill zombies faster.
It does more damage.
Okay, I believe you.
I don't believe you.
This is a science I can get behind.
Finally, science is right. Yep. So if we're good with video games, let's move on to our next one. Scary movies.
Ooh, spoopy movies.
Very spoopy movies. Any recommendations? I mean, we are the night before Halloween. Maybe someone listening that want to, watch some scary movies for Halloween.
What about Scary Movie?
Actual scary movie.
I gotta be honest, man. As a kid, I still got scared at the fucking Scary Movie spoof movies, thinking they were like the actual ones.
Oh my god.
I can vouch for that. For whatever reason, when we Michael were really little, it's like this irrational fear out of this scary movie.
It was gonna be truly a scary movie.
And it was stupid too because I was still able to acknowledge the funny parts, but
Right.
yet still be terrified of the stupid little cringy shit they would throw in there.
Oh my god.
I think I've only seen Scary Movie 1 and 2, and then I just have
Those are the best. They
Yeah,
don't
they're
get
the
any
best ones.
better. They don't get any better, I promise you.
glad I stopped.
Trust me. But for like scary movies, I have not seen like really, really, really good ones in a long time. I still think one of the most scariest movies for me that still like totally trips me out was the first Nightmare on Elm Street. That one did it for me as a kid. My parents were like, "You shouldn't watch that," and I'm like, "Whatever. Big boy. I can do it." And then that scene where Johnny Depp gets sucked into a pool, into his bed, and shoots out as a blood waterfall. Let's just say I was scared to go to my bed after that. So, hey, parents knows best.
They do. They try to protect us.
They tried to, and I looked at my bed, and I'm like, "There's no way it can sink a little." And then I swear I saw the bed sheet move, and I was like, "Nope, fuck you, fuck that. I will sleep on the floor tonight."
Plot twist: it was Michael.
Always been me.
Oh my god,
You scary Terry, bitch.
Scary Jerry.
Jerry, bitch. You can run, but you can't hide. Well, you know what? Why don't we just try hiding? That's true. Let's give it a shot.
Where are you, bitch? Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I think not necessarily like a Halloween specific movie, but just a movie that I was like, oh my god, it was fucking nuts to watch. Hereditary. I don't know if any of you see it.
I've
I
never
haven't
seen it.
I want to, but I haven't.
Definitely give that one a watch. It is. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for any of you that haven't seen it, but that one was a cool one to watch.
I think it's on Prime Video right now, so I'll probably give it a watch tomorrow.
Yeah, it's on one of the streaming services.
One of the top.
I might be misremembering, but I want to say that the Charlie Brown, was it the Grand Pumpkin or the Great Pumpkin? I want to say that. Maybe I'm probably misremembering, but I thought that
I'm
one
pretty
was
sure.
If I'm not.
Pretty sure you're fucking misremembering on that
I think you are. Is that the one where Charlie Brown's eyes disappear and sink into his head and there's just blood? Oh my god.
I'm starting to see why Michael can't handle a lot of scary stuff.
Evidently.
I'm starting to see it now.
I bet he cried during Scooby-Doo.
I did, dude. Fuck. I didn't like watching. Well, I will say I didn't like. Not that I didn't like watching it, but I was a little bit.
Are we talking about the live action
unsettled
Scooby Doo's?
I didn't know that in general.
Because those were terrible.
No, pretty much.
The Ghostbusters movies, man. Ghostbusters movies. Those
scary.
sometimes,
Ghostbusters
as a
are
kid,
classic.
would kind of like make me a little unsettled.
My god, Michael.
The train
Dude,
scene, man. The
how
train
are you
scene?
alive?
I was like 1 year old, dude.
Oh. But still.
Have you ever watched the Nightmare Before Christmas? How did you feel about that?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, where
To
they
be honest with you, I was kind of turned on. I gotta be real with you.
It's kind of turned on.
it was the duck mouth scientist,
What
wasn't
can
it?
I say? What can I say? Certain things get me going.
What those lips
Alright.
do. I barely saw the Nightmare Before Christmas this year. I've never seen it.
Are you
Wow,
serious?
really?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
That is a classic.
I've never seen it either. I've just seen bits and
You
bobs of it.
you have to. It's really, I liked it a lot. Like my girlfriend Dulce, she was the one who made me to watch it pretty much. And at first I was like, okay, sure, I'll watch it. But then I got really into it, and I'm like, yeah, it's a really good movie. Tim Burton knows what he's doing. Well, he did. I don't know.
And the soundtrack. I mean, the music
Yes.
was freaking great.
Oh
And
yeah.
here's a fun trivia if you guys ever want to look it up. The guy who does the singing voice for Jack Skellington and the music, the composer, Danny Elfman. If you ever get bored, look up his, I forgot, it was 80s ska band, Oingo Boingo. It's actually pretty awesome. Just fucking do it. Yeah, he was in a ska band called Oingo Boingo. So give that a shot.
I will. I like Danny Elfman's scores and stuff. like the Batman.
Oh yes, God,
and
yeah.
he did Spider-Man too, right? Or
I think
like
he
the
did one of
original
them.
trilogy, or the first one,
He
second
did
one, one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a classic too. What else? Yeah, but Dulce kept trying to get me to watch it, and just to make her mad, I'm like, why am I going to watch a Christmas movie in October? And then she would get so mad. I'd be like, it has Christmas in the title. Clearly, it is a Christmas movie. She's hearing this. I'm not going to admit it's a Halloween movie still. Not while being recorded. Craig, cut this out, okay? Scariest movies I've ever seen.
It's been a long time, but I thought, at least when I had watched it the first time, The Conjuring was a good one.
The Conjuring was, in my opinion.
It's a one that, it was like one of the first ones that made me feel unsettled to be in a house, I guess.
Really? That was?
Well, I don't know.
You seem unsettled a lot, Michael.
Scooby-Doo was one of them. But...
Oh, okay.
I was just surprised he put up like a genuine answer to the question.
Well, I got other real ones.
For a second.
I got other ones like the Charlie Brown one, man.
I was gonna say, like, I didn't watch these movies intentionally. I just like walked in and just like sat down and watched them with my family. The Chucky movies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, those were a good one.
And then is it Annabelle about the porcelain doll?
Yes.
Yeah. So I've had family members that had like collections of porcelain dolls.
Gosh.
Oh, yeah.
That's
so that was a no-go for me.
I still think when I think of Annabelle, I was like, oh, that's a pretty trippy movie. And then they're just like, and this is the actual real Annabelle doll. I'm like, what? That shit's real? Like, what happened now? What?
Yeah, it's in a museum.
Yeah, you need to kill that doll. You need to catch it on fire. You need to do something. Do it now.
And the person sitting in row M, seat 3, look under your seat. We got you the real doll.
We broke it out of the Warrens Museum from Massachusetts, and we got you the real Annabelle.
I won! Yes! Let's fucking go!
They get stuck under the seat, never to be seen from again.
Oh my god.
We should do a boys trip to that museum. I'm just saying.
No.
It's just like I was gonna say the person like reaches down to find like the doll and it's not there.
Oh fuck!
It's just gone.
Are you sure it was my seat? 100%.
We literally glued it to the floor.
Notice the smile is not leaving my face. Yes, it was there.
She's watching us.
Oh man. I honestly, if you want to do a boys trip to that, I would. God, I don't know what would happen because my super Catholic wife would. I think she would spray me down with holy water. That's before I enter the room.
Never forget, your brother dipped his knife that you gave us for your wedding in holy water.
Oh yes, let's just fun quick side note anecdote about that. I gave my groomsmen for my wedding all pocket knives. All of them said groomsmen, and then my brothers, who's my best.
I got 2 of them.
Chase got 2 of them because they misspelled his name. Had to get that fixed. But my brother was the best man, so his knife said best man. We're standing there in church. The service hasn't started. We're just waiting around for the wife to appear. And my brother looks at the dish that has the holy water, and he goes, grabs his knife, stabs the water, takes it out, holsters the knife, puts it back in his pocket, and he goes, I'm going to go kill a fucking vampire tonight.
He's coming with us then on that trip.
Yeah,
we're a real weapon.
I literally just sat there and just stared at him, and I'm just like, oh man, we're in a house of God. Like, I don't know if that was blasphemous, but at the same time, fuck, this dude's ready. He doesn't know what tonight's gonna bring, but he's fucking ready.
There's some half truth to that.
Yeah, I know. Like, my Catholic girlfriend is scared. Like, I've been saying I want to do like a paranormal video where we go somewhere allegedly haunted.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And she's like, no, what if you bring it back home? And I'm like, well, then we'll have a new friend to pay rent. I don't know.
You laugh at that shit, but it's true.
Alex, I've been through shit. I know, but I'm not. I want to go see. Like, I need to see with my little eyes, Alex.
That's why we're doing Phasmophobia.
Those who who seek for tend to find it, my friend. There's my cryptic message for you.
Well, I've encountered stuff. Yeah, that was like, because I'm a very rational person, so I tried everything in the book to explain this shit.
Joke's on you. I'm a very irrational person.
That is true. We'll balance each other out. Yeah, and I wasn't looking for it, but something did come looking for me. And so I went from like agnostic to like, okay, yeah, there's something out there. But like I'm curious to see, like, I know like in Riverdale there's in Lanier a little bit out, there's a white bridge that they say you see La Llorona at. And I'm curious to go there because how could she be in all of like fucking the west of the United States, South America, Central America, Mexico? Like, which one? Where is she? Like, apparently she's everywhere.
Let me tell you, when you cross that bridge and your wife is telling you that story and you're drunk from a freaking baptism that you were forced to go to, let me tell you, your eyes play tricks on you and your wife doesn't appreciate you when you're like, oh, I see a woman on the side of the road. She does not appreciate that at all. And she sits there and thinks, maybe I shouldn't invite you to my family functions. And I'm like, well, shit, you're stuck with me, so let's do this.
Yeah, my family almost got run over by a semi on that bridge.
Oh, God, that's scary.
I know we have a scary section or scary story section, so I'll probably just save that. But what were we saying? Scary movies?
Yeah, we were doing scary movies.
Yeah. Some good ones on Netflix. There's one called The Ritual. That one's pretty good.
I was looking at that. I thought about watching it, honestly.
Oh, yeah, I like it. It's like well, I don't want to say. Basically, these guys go into a forest and stuff starts happening to them.
Kinky.
I like it a lot. I thought it was pretty good. It got recommended by this YouTube channel called Foundflix, where he explains like endings of horror movies and stuff. Or sometimes a little hard to understand. Sometimes he just does movies that the fans ask for. And that was one. Another one was Veronica, which it's in Spanish, so there's subtitles. That one has to do with like demonic possession, Ouija boards, 3 a.m. kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which I will also save for our scary stories because I have an interesting tangent related to that movie.
All I could think about was fucking Patrick. Oh boy, 3 a.m.
Who the hell are those ghost hunting at 3 a.m.? Oh boy, 3 a.m.
Oh my God.
Bring up the Phasmophobia stream again.
Do you want to wait until 3 a.m. to do it?
I want to piss off whatever's in that house just to get Michael killed.
Yeah, just say the name over and over again.
Yes. Any other scary movie suggestions for the holidays, boys?
Have you seen the live action Aladdin?
No.
Hey,
something that are too scary.
Too far. Dial it back. Craig, you better cut that part out.
Hey, Craig,
All
cut it
right.
out.
All right, fine. The Mulan.
I'm not paying $35, Chase. I'll wait till December.
That's the scary part.
Craig slaps Craig's ass. Cut that out. Cut that out, Craig.
Craig's with you?
Oh, we should.
All right. So, scary shows that anyone has.
Nah, I got nothing on that.
Scary shows.
Pretty sure you guys can go on my tangent on American Horror Story, right?
Yeah.
I haven't got it too
I
far.
I could not get into that, man.
I couldn't get into it either.
I got to season 4, I think. I started season 5, but season 4 is where I saw a lot of it.
We watched it together a lot, right, Aldo?
Oh yeah, we did.
At least you got me into it, and then I got the rest of my family into it.
Yeah, that's right.
Up to season 4, which was the circus. I liked seasons 1 through 4, and then I just kind of got bored with it afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I hear it's not that bad, and then the last season like connects all the seasons together. But it's just like I just lost interest at the time.
Yeah, I definitely put it to where it's like, I personally just lost interest in watching that kind of stuff. But I did enjoy the heck out of it while I did.
Yeah, definitely.
Same thing with Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So there's an argument to be made that it did just go bad, but
I mean, I stopped watching after the season where Glenn got his got piñated. Oh god.
There's just months of that shit him randomly interjecting.
Oh man.
Michael, what do you want to name your first kid? Maggie.
I'll find you.
I'll find you. Oh god. There's a show I started called The Strain. It was out a while back.
Oh, dude.
Heard of that.
I read the book. I haven't watched the show, and the book was trippy.
I have the book. I haven't finished. I always buy books and I never finish them. But
smack you if you don't finish it.
I'll finish it. Just I need to find it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I like the visuals.
Yeah, I got all 3 books. Just if you
Oh.
need to borrow the other ones.
Okay, I got the first one, so let me finish that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one's just about vampires, virus, those little worm thingies.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. It's basically more zombie-like, but it's just they're vampires.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
not like
So it's vampires.
yeah, but no, it's like you know how like a vampire movie, it's like oh here's a count or here's some hideous creature. It's one of the hideous creatures, but it's like it's a virus that spreads, and they have like these tongues that like shoot out of their mouths that like bite people.
Yeah.
And it's like these worms are in their blood that contaminates people.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting, it looked interesting. I just like American Horror Story. I just really lost interest. I think they were both on FX as well.
Yeah.
The OG Phasmophobia, Ghost Hunters International. I did
didn't
watch a
watch
bit of
that.
that.
I watched a couple.
Yeah, didn't any of you watch very much of that Ghost Hunter crap back that was really popular?
Yeah.
like
No, I was annoyed. Yeah, actually, there is something like if you guys get super bored and you just want to watch like a TV show, I recommend if you got Hulu, look up the BuzzFeed Unsolved Mysteries.
Yes, dude, I fucking love that.
Right? Fucking Shane and Ryan. It is
Oh
amazing.
my god, they're the best.
30-minute episodes, and you just learn so much about haunted buildings, alien sightings. But it's funny because Ryan is this true believer and Shane is not. And they clash during the whole episode. Like there's one where they're standing on the Goat Man's bridge. And Ryan's like, we got to be really respectful. I'm really scared. I don't want to do this. And Shane's dancing on the bridge going, what's up, you fucking goat man? I'm dancing on your bridge. What are you going to do? You're going to do nothing because you're a bitch.
It's my bridge now. It's my bridge, goat man.
Come on, it's my bridge now, goat man. What are you going to do?
We're gonna call it Shane Midday Bridge, okay? And the fans literally went to the Wikipedia page of the real bridge.
Yes.
And changed it that it's now owned by Shane Midday from the goat man. Shane is hilarious because he's like super hardcore skeptic, and Ryan because they'll do parts where they branch off individually. Shane's just whatever, like saying stuff, and he always goes first, and then Ryan always says that he riles up all the spirits for him. And then Ryan's in there, he's like always having a mental breakdown. And his rule of thumb, Ryan's, is one demon episode per season. And there's one where they're in this house called the Sally House. And they're in this basement because apparently there was like some satanic sacrifices and ritual there. And there's still a pentagram like etched into the basement. They can't get it out. And they were doing the flashlight test where like the flashlight will blink if you ask it or whatever. And Shane is literally laying on top of the pentagram, screaming at the demons, like, light up that flashlight if you want to rip out my heart right now. Come here and rip out, like screaming at the top of his lungs. The lights are going fucking nuts. Ryan is about to cry. The other guy's like, what the fuck? And he's just like, come on, come get me.
Oh my god, I love it so much.
Yeah. And for that episode, I think Ryan got some holy water before they went on the event.
Yes, he actually got holy water from priest to prepare himself, and Shane was just not having it. He was going all out because he wanted that, because he wants to see the proof. If that means angering the spirits, he's gonna do it.
Yeah, he says if he dies on camera because of his, then spirits are real. So,
Right.
That shit's great. It's on YouTube. It's on Hulu.
Yes.
They do true crime and supernatural.
Yes.
Great stuff, man.
Great stuff. Recommend it.
Definitely. So, Alex, you're gonna love this next section because you're a weeb.
Sorry, I was out of it. What happened?
We're gonna talk about some spooky ass anime. Any recommendations?
Spooky ass anime. Oh shit. I'm gonna be completely honest here with you. I really don't know much.
Alex, you're a residential weeb.
Well, the thing is, I'm going back and watching a few classics, like old ones have come out, but I haven't watched any scary anime yet. Because due to the fact I'm a little bit like Michael, but I'm not a complete bitch. I just don't like watching scary movies. But you know, if I have to watch it, I'll watch it, but I won't freak out as much. I'm kidding, Michael. But
You're not.
not. I mean, for this season of anime, there really isn't that much of a.
There's one right now.
Which one is it?
I don't know the name, but like back in I want to say like 2005, 2006, there was an anime that came out where this guy moved into like a small town, and he runs into these girls, starts going to school with them and stuff like that, and he's like it just seems normal from the outside, but then for some reason, like he starts to notice like people are starting to go missing, and it turns out like every person he's come in contact with is a complete psychopath, and they will murder anyone that gets in their fucking way, and they'll make it look like an accident. Like I want to say, a lot of people when the first episode came out, I want to say maybe like 3 weeks ago, they said like, "Oh, it's a remake. It looks better now," but actually, it's a sequel to that one. Like they kind of just like threw a fuck you for the first episode, and when the second episode came out, like people were like, "Oh no, this is a fucking sequel." Like this is and so like people are just like I want to say like one of the main girls, she becomes very very invested in this boy, and to the point where she freaks him out. And I think there was one scene where he was trying to close his door right in front of her, but like her fingers were stuck in the door, and she broke him psychologically because she freaked him out so bad. He kept trying to close the door on her fingers even though she was screaming in pain.
Is she pink haired?
And no, I think it's like orangish.
Oh, okay.
And like he like I want to say for a good 3 minutes he's just trying to close the door on her fucking hand.
Oof.
Like for like 3 minutes, and then like it's just like for I don't know all the rest of the girls. I haven't watched it because I don't really like psychological horror all that much. But it's just everyone says it's probably one of the best like animes out there for like psychological horror.
You got me interested because I've actually been getting I've been wanting to read, not watch anime, but read manga that's mostly psychological and psychological horrors. I might have to try to find that up.
Like Dead Man Wonderland is a really good one. So this was called Higurashi no Naku Koro ni. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, now I do.
So new kid Keiichi Maebara is settling into his new home of peaceful like Hinamazawa village, making quick friends with the girls from his school. He's arrived in time for the big festival of the year. But something about this isolated town seems off, and his feelings of dread continue to grow with the gnawing fear that he's right. What dark secrets could this small community be hiding? And like all these girls are like psychologically twisted. They're all
they made a sequel of that one.
This is the sequel that I'm talking about.
Okay.
And so,
shit.
So these are the tags: dementia, horror, mystery, psychological, supernatural, and thriller.
Yeah, no, that shit's crazy.
No, it's extremely crazy.
I remember that, and that is, I guess I think I'm a little bit afraid of watching that one because it is twisted, and not the sequel you're talking about, but the one before that. I saw bits and clips of it. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Definitely not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, no, I highly recommend staying away from it.
Only animes I can think of, they're not scary, but they're like dark. Devilman Crybaby and Hellsing Ultimate. They're like two of my favorites. Yeah. Vampires and demons. I mean, come on, man.
Nothing can go wrong there.
Nothing at all.
Oh, Castlevania. I mean, it's not really scary, but Castlevania is a really good one.
I guess to have some kind of horror type kind of vibe to it. Yeah. There's another, which is actually that's on my list to watch. There's Corpse Party, which is
I've heard of that.
I know it's a manga. I don't know if there's an anime version of it. There probably is.
There is.
There is.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's definitely a lot of scary enemies out there.
There's this one. It's Gakko Gorashi. Have you heard of that one?
Gakko Gorashi. What's the synopsis on that one?
These schoolgirls are like hanging out with a group, right? And like they're having like fun times at school, but it's only one girl that's seeing this as like fun time at school, while the other girls are like, we're in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, but they're playing along with the psychological delusion of the one girl, so she doesn't snap. But like they're locked in their school after a zombie apocalypse, but like they play along with the main girl's psychological delusion, so she doesn't lose it,
Weird.
because they're all trying to stay together. And I think either the last episode or halfway through it, they end up like killing her, like they kill her off because like it's too much.
Damn.
Like, yeah, that one's fucking twisted. Berserk is pretty much.
Berserker is it's pretty messed up. There's action, but that could be counted. That's definitely a good horror anime.
Tokyo Ghoul. The first season, at least, there's like that bodily horror type of thing, getting turned into a ghoul.
What about Neverland? What's the full title?
Neverland. Oh my gosh, yes. So it's that one. Okay, so it starts off. It's like it's pretty much these kids living in this kind of looks like some kind of orphanage and everything, and it looks like it starts off like a very playful, cheerful kind of tone, and then like the more the story goes on and on, it's a much more twisted shit. Like they're doing experiments on these kids or something like that, and then these kids try to escape and all that shit once they find out. That was a good one as well. Neverland.
Yeah, so basically they're at this orphanage. They don't know why they're there. They don't know why or anything. And when someone gets adopted, everyone's happy. Like they celebrate. You're like, oh, you finally got adopted. You get to go to your forever home. And then the kids like end up finding out that like they're not being adopted by humans. They're being adopted by monsters that took over humanity. And the kids are like a delicacy among these monsters.
Oh, they eat them. Okay.
They eat them. And so the kids are like, we need to get out of here and like find a safe haven before like we're adopted and like given to them to be eaten. And I want to say the second season is like a time jump, I think, from when they started.
Second season Shippuden.
Guys, have you heard of Boruto? That shit is scary.
Man.
You mean
because
Naruto's dad?
It ruined my childhood.
Naruto's dad? What do you mean, Alex?
What are you talking about?
Talking about the fourth Hokage, Alex? Come on,
sorry. I got the joke wrong.
Yeah, you did.
Naruto's dad.
Craig, edit that out. Fix that, Craig.
Fix it, Craig, please.
Please, we need to keep Alex.
I thought you were gonna throw that weeb shit on me. Like I didn't know it was gonna be Halloween related because I don't like scary stuff as much.
It's a Spoopy podcast, of course, Alex.
I didn't know that. Right? Now I know.
What about that one ongoing series about like magical girls, where like becoming a magical girl is instant death?
Madoka Magic.
Yeah, Madoka Magic, Magi or something like that.
Is that the one with all the tentacles?
No.
Oh, I'm watching something.
No, there might be one. There might be. I mean, there might be an episode with tentacles.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I am getting really into this one show.
Yeah, so like it promises these girls that they'll have like unusual like powers to protect the weak, and like as magical girls, but it turns out that like as they fight, they get tougher and tougher to the point where like they're being prepared to die. Like magical girls are meant to die in this universe. And on their death, for some reason, for the spirit that gave them the magical powers, it's like a delicacy to it or something like that. Like it just likes watching these girls fight for justice when really they're just fighting for their lives. They're fighting to the death.
Sounds fun. We'll move away now from scary media to real life scares. So, since it's a spooky podcast, I feel like if we have any experiences, some scary ones or sketchy ones, this will be the time to share it.
I have one that still like haunts me to this day. I don't understand what it was, but excuse me, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know. But me and my brother, we snuck out of the house to go get some Slurpees, and it was like almost close to midnight. Parents were asleep. No one knows we're out. We're just like, dude, let's go get Slurpees. And she said, sure, let's go. So on our way home, we're traveling down Marks. We're driving, doing our own thing, talking, laughing, blah, blah, blah. We look at our rearview mirror, and there's headlights. And these headlights, we cannot remember if they were behind us for a while, if they were hidden or like they turned on to a separate road. We don't know, but the headlights were there. Mm-hmm. And they like come up on us really fast. And they get close to us, they hit the brakes. Or, I mean, if they slow down, they come back up on us. And me and my brother are sitting there thinking, dude, I don't know what happened. I don't know if we pissed off this guy, but no one knows we're out. This could go south real bad for us if we don't play this right. So we're driving, we're going. And this guy like backs off and then it starts speeding up on us. And my brother, he's like, dude, I'm not going to punch it. I don't want to lose control. I don't want anything bad to happen to us. I'm like, okay, yeah. So what the hell do we do? So we're getting there and we cross over. Mm-hmm. The headlights behind us just stop. Just stop. They don't turn. They're right there in the road. And I'm staring. I'm looking out the back of his window. And as we're getting closer to town, the headlights are just there in the middle of the road. And it wasn't until we turned on our road to get to our house that's where I lost track of them. Mm-hmm. But it still haunts me to this day of what the hell was that? Who was that? And why the hell did all of a sudden they just stop in the middle of the road? And I think you guys know from Excelsior to Riverdale, that's not a short distance. That's a while. Yeah. And these headlights were just there and never moved, never turned, never got closer, never went away. They stayed right there until we got home. Needless to say, we were not like, hey, we're not going to get a Slurpee after that. We're good for a while. We're good.
You learned your lesson, you little hoodlum. Don't sneak out.
Evidently.
Sneak out for Slurpees. It's not worth it.
Yeah. It's not worth it.
Sneaking out for ice cream. Now that's...
But yeah, that would be one of my more crazier childhood story, like a story that we just really kind of stuck with me and still makes me think like, what the hell happened that night?
Was that before or after the stop signs got put up?
That was before the stop signs got put up.
Yeah, because that little cross section there has a history.
Oh yeah,
a lot of accidents, a lot of fatalities.
A lot of accidents. Yes,
you may have encountered a ghost car,
maybe,
or a drunk driver, because it's also the country.
It is also the country. There's so many things that it could have been. Like I might even ask my brother, like, dude, do you even any idea who that was? And like, we were trying to look through the rearview mirrors, side mirrors. We could not make out any vehicle. We just saw two headlights. That is it.
Crazy shit, bro.
Dude, right?
Yeah. I'm starting to think Riverdale's got weird shit going on.
Oh, fuck yeah.
We got the bridge a little bit out of town. We got Excelsior and got the auditorium, which...
I don't believe that.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
What if I told you I heard something?
Dude, you can hear dude, I worked in that auditorium until like when I was basically by myself at one point while the people were like in a different room getting shit ready. I've never seen anything, never heard anything. That one's a load of crap.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I worked the lights, and there were sometimes where I would like make very, very stupid mistakes with the lights. And like the director Christensen, she would ask me what I'm doing, and I'm just like, I have no idea. My hand just moved on its own. Like I couldn't explain it to her whatsoever, and I have no idea what it was. It just like something made me like push that button or move that lever. So like I kind of have believed it, like maybe I was just like absent-minded at the time.
Yeah.
But like it just for some reason I couldn't explain why I did that.
I'm like iffy because I was in band and we'd always like be in the auditorium. We'd lock in Cooper and Damien. Yeah, Damien. We would lock them into there because we told them what Christensen would tell us the stories about like how it was haunted and how she heard things or whatever. So we would lock them in there and freak them out, me and Oscar. But we'd always be in there, never anything during the day. Let me think. Well, because everything with COVID, we have a check-in station for work at the high school. Because for the audience, I work at our old high school. And so we go and check in and we do our temperatures and we write down, like, if we're good, we mark that we're good. If we're not, we have to go to isolation room. So it's whatever. I always walk in listening to music, vibing, because I come a little later than the rest of the staff because I don't start till 8:30. So I walk in and it was like, because there's people usually walk in the hallway, like Simpson, our former teacher, now vice principal. And so I go in there and I'm taking my temperature. I took off my earbuds in case someone was going to walk up and say, like, oh, good morning. I didn't want to be rude. So I hear like some footsteps in the lobby. And like, this could have been anything. Could have been a custodian that I just didn't see. It could have been a supervisor. I'm not 100% sure. I hear footsteps behind me, like in the lobby. And I assume someone came from the front office to the lobby because it's a short distance, because I didn't hear him come down the hallway. And I have like pretty good hearing. Like I went to this scary place called Hobbs Grove, and jump scares, there was one that almost got me, but most of the time I was fine because I could actually hear people moving in the background. So I'm like, oh, there's someone to my right, there's someone to my left. So decent hearing. And so I didn't hear anyone come down the hall. I just heard the footsteps in the auditorium. And it sounded like they went into the auditorium. And it's like pitch black in there. It's dark. So I heard them and I was like wholly expecting someone to be there. I thought it was Mr. Simpson. I'll be like, oh, hey, Simpson. Like, I was going to turn around after I signed my form. I turn with my hand up ready to say hi, and there's no one there. And I know I heard the footsteps go into the theater, so I look in there to see, is anyone there, like custodian or whatever? And I didn't see anyone. And I look away, and the next thing I hear, you know how the seats, if you pull it down and let it go, it'll just like flop back and forth?
Yes.
It'll make like the noise?
Yeah.
Yeah, as I turned away, I heard that somewhere in the theater. And I looked, it's pitch black, and I didn't see anyone in there because I don't think the custodians would clean in the dark. So I walked away. I'm like, that's an interesting coincidence, I guess. I'm not sure what happened or if my mind's playing tricks on me, but that's one thing I could say may or may not have happened. Like, I heard the noises, I didn't see anyone, and that's pretty much it. If anyone could think of an explanation, I'd appreciate it.
Solar winds.
Solar winds?
Solar winds.
Yeah, I can work with that.
I wasn't 100%, but now that they probably did that.
6-dimensional gerbils.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit!
The G cube force.
It's better than the 7th dimension ass gerbils. So,
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit!
Got a point there.
Watch out for those.
All right. So any of y'all want to share a spooky story? Alex.
I don't know what you're talking about. I got none.
Alex.
I've never experienced anything scary related in my life. No.
Then why's you the bitch, Alex? Come on.
All right. I got a couple. Which the only I can think of right now, I didn't pass through this situation, but it's the one where I don't have to explain much background content for people to understand.
Sure.
Go for it.
All right. So just for a quick rundown, I went to Brazil for 2 years, serving as a missionary, and in Brazil. And in Brazil, there's a lot of shit involving spirits, demons. If you want to look more up, it's called Macumba, which is pretty much some kind of at some point it's like another religion, but involving more spirits, and it's based off of African
Voodoo?
Yeah, it's like voodoo. Yeah, very similar to voodoo. Yeah, in a way. So yeah. Greg. All right. So this is from I heard from other missionaries in an area that I actually went to And I know the place they went to, and I for sure when I got to that area, I steered clear from it. But what happened was, so these two missionaries came in, as the walking around, knocking on doors and stuff like that, and they got to this one place. It's like it was an abandoned. It looked like an abandoned church, because atop of this building, this ruined, broken down building, there was a giant bell tower. And in the bell, and they could see from where they're at from below, there was that thing that hits the bell. I don't know what it's called. I don't know
the thingy.
The ding donger. The ding donger. Yes, it was not there. So that's what they noticed when they went. Is like, okay, cool. And then and they noticed like all the way in the bottom, it looks like it was going down to the earth. There was a door and stairs going down there. And there was a person right there sitting right next to him, and like they started talking to like, oh hey, do you have a couple of minutes? You want to talk about proselyting, pretty much. And the person said, yeah, sure. I would love to hear some good words from you. And this is where it starts off. The guy they spoke to, no, it was a girl. The girl they spoke to, every time when she would probably say something like God or Jesus Christ or something religious, she wouldn't say it. She would just say good words. That was the phrase she would describe it like, yeah, of course, come into my home, and I would like to hear your guys' good words.
So many red flags right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, that was the first one. The second one is the person who I later met up with and who told me the story. He said, yeah, we agreed to go to this person's house, which is all the way in the bottom of above this abandoned church, destroyed church building. And I heard a small voice in the back of my head saying, get out or leave.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, what the heck is that? And he thought he was just hearing things, so he just ignored it. So they went down and they went into this to the house, which was a really small room. The roof was really small, so they literally had to. Some of them, one of them was like tall, so he had to like sit down, and like there was no furniture. It was like simple. There was like boxes to chairs and all that, and so they sat down and they realized, and the room was really hot. But once they hit the floor, from what they told me, it was like they felt like they didn't want to get off.
Mm-hmm.
So they went in, started like sharing their message that they had and all that stuff. And every time when they would say like a term like God or Jesus Christ, the person they were telling this message to would do a twitch and look to pretty much what was their kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, they noticed this, and it's like, and they said to the person, "Hey, are you okay and everything?" And the person just stood up and says, "I have to get something," and turned and went into that kitchen. And then at that point, during this whole time, that person kept hearing that same voice in his head, like, you should leave, get out. During the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment she went into the kitchen, the voice got louder.
Oh my god!
And so, and to the point where like one of them came and said, "Hey, what are you looking for?" And then like the person who was in the kitchen saying, "I'm looking for a knife." All of a sudden, there was a loud voice in his head, and not just him, but also his companion that was with him, yelling out, "Get out, leave!" And they start running. And once they got out of the door, and the bell started to ring.
The bell that didn't have the dingy donger thing.
Yeah, it didn't have. They didn't know, and like they, because they didn't look back. They were so scared and freaked out what just happened that they ran, but all they heard was the big bell going, dung, dung, dung. As soon as like when they were running out of that house, when that voice that was kind of calm, just saying leave, get out, just start screaming in their heads to get out. It just started ringing.
Oof,
Crazy stuff, man.
that is some crazy stuff.
To quote Ron Burgundy, you don't fuck with voodoo.
You don't.
Or any variation of it.
Oh my god.
So did they get a new convert out of that or not?
No.
Well, then they failed.
Yeah,
Dude, the girl get new converts.
she almost did,
Oh,
but they left.
well, that's good. At least no one got hurt. That's all that matters.
And I would walk by.
Bell was fixed.
Well, when I came in there, I know which building they were talking about. I would just see it from the corner of my eye, outskirts in the city. And like, yeah, I'm never going through there or close to there.
Smart move. Smart move.
Very smart, man. That's why you made it back, Alex. That's why you're here.
Oh my gosh, there's a lot more because that is just one of like 5 stories.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, that's the only one where I wasn't involved. The rest were.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyways, anyone else?
Michael, you got anything?
Not really like IRL stuff. No, not really.
BJ?
No, I lead a rather uninteresting life and have never had anything.
I'm kind of
spooky
fine with
ever.
it though. I'll say I'm kind of fine. Yeah.
I feel like honestly, it's pretty good that I don't have these things happening to me.
It is.
But doesn't it get boring? Yeah, but it's not terrifying. I'll take that. Let me take that.
If you can keep your worldview intact, just do that.
Exactly. I see what happened to you. You used to be
Oh,
my most
fuck.
friend, and now you're
I
just
was gonna say, okay, like, does it have to be like supernatural scary, or does it like just a scary thing that happened
Just
to you?
Scary. Doesn't matter.
Like
Real pretty scary.
I've talked about my experience with like smoking weed and stuff like that back in high school.
You smoked weed in high school?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
What the fuck? Is that why you went on vacation for a semester?
You were an active dare participant, man. You were
You signed your
I was
form,
not.
Chase.
you
Oh my god.
Actually, I didn't turn it in because I wasn't there that week. The dare thing, I did not turn that in.
So what you're
Nice.
saying?
there for it.
So there was one time where I got high and I completely forgot about track practice because like someone texted me about it. So I'm like, all right, fine, I'll go back. And it didn't hit me. So I was like, all right, that's cool. And then I want to say towards the end of track practice, it started hitting me. And it got to the point where every time I blinked, it felt like I blacked out and moved like 5 feet forward because I was walking home. So I thought, this isn't good. Every time I blink, I black out. So do I keep my eyes open so I, stay wide awake while walking straight home and look like a crazy person with wide eyes? Or
Yes.
do I blink faster so I get home faster?
Which did
Oh
you
my
do?
god.
I can tell you, I blinked faster to get home faster.
Did it genuinely feel like you got home faster?
Yeah, I actually did. I don't remember half that walk home, and I'm
So
just like,
essentially, you teleported.
right? Like I teleported home just like by blinking.
You literally blinked.
I blinked home, but what was worse is that like I was going down streets that didn't have sidewalks because we're in a fucking country ass town.
Yeah, that's true.
And so and like there were a couple instances where I'm just like, why did I cross the street? When did I cross the street? Yeah, I made it home. I was just like, I'm just like, if I get high, I'm just gonna say I'm not feeling good. I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna go to track practice. Like fuck that shit.
You were such a good manager. So basically, kids, make sure you sign your forms for Dare Week. Red Ribbon Week. Make sure you participate, or you will be forced to teleport your way home on a country road. Even if you live in the city, don't matter. Country road teleportation.
Right, just like a country road in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
Yes.
Country road. Take me
That's-
home to the place where I belong.
West Virginia.
There it is.
Mountain Mama. Yeah, so like BJ said earlier, he used to look up to me till my worldview shattered. So I was like hardcore agnostic. I'd even like say leaning more towards atheism. And I didn't really believe in much. I grew up like being taught like, okay, yeah, God, heaven, good, demons, hell, bad. But as time went on, I kind of drifted away from it. And basically, I had a couple experiences, some not as scary as others. One I won't go too far into because it gets super personal. I will say it scared the it made me believe more or less. It scared me bad. Had to do with dreams that led into real life, pretty much, and just strange feelings. Fire alarm going off by itself at 3:33 in the morning when there was no fire, and our fire alarm goes off with steam from the shower. No one took a shower that night. And normally when it goes off, it just says error. This one was yelling fire, fire, fire at 3:33 in the morning, and for some reason, I was the only one that heard it. Gohan didn't react. My girlfriend didn't react. Our roommate didn't even hear it. And then I felt like this cold chill on my back, and I was like, I don't want to fall back asleep because I was having this weird, very lucid dream. And I didn't want to stay awake because I felt like something was breathing down my neck. That's one. Another one that I'll break up between scary and non-scary. So last year, my girlfriend and I went to Mexico for a trip. And we were in LA. And I jokingly said, oh, there's so many haunted hotels in LA. I wonder if this one's haunted. I look it up, and there's a review from one man. He said that he was walking through his hallway and he hears this clawing at a door, and he goes there and he's listening, and he hears clawing and he sees that the light's on, but then it goes off. And he was concerned. He thought maybe a dog or something got locked up, like an animal. So he had his phone, which was at 70%, I believe he said. He looked at it, instantly dead. He went to the front desk to let them know that he heard scratching at this door. They told him, sir, that room has not been checked out, and no one's been in there for the past week. So he said the title of this review was potentially haunted. So I was just joking around. I'm like, oh, it's haunted, whatever. And my girlfriend, like I said, she believes in stuff. She's experienced a lot more than I have, so she has reason to believe. And this was during that time of I'm not sure if this is real or not. And so basically I was just making fun of it. I'm like, oh, there's a ghost in here and it does this, it does that. Oh, wow. Shut up. You're going to make it mad. It's going to do something to mess with us. Not like kill us, but just something small. So we have kill us. Yes. So we're in this hotel and we have to wake up at 4 a.m. because we have to get ready and get to the airport. We set alarms on my phone and her phone, like maybe 5 or 6 per phone.
As you would.
Because I could sleep through most things. So I'm like, okay, we'll do this because we need to get up at this time. It's like we don't really have to. We could get up a little later, but I want to get ready time to pack and make sure everything's good because I'm very like anal when it comes to packing things. Like I have to make sure I have everything. So we get in the room. My girlfriend set her alarm, put her phone on her nightstand, put my phone on my nightstand. I make sure I organize everything so it's just a quick grab and go in the morning. So I have my suitcase, my clothes are laid out on the chair next to it, and I put my shoes there because I'm like, okay, shoes next to suitcase, put on socks, get on shoes, whatever. I put everything else loose on the counter. No, not even in the counter, in my duffel bag, because I had a small duffel bag on the counter. And then we go to bed. So I wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm awake and the alarms haven't gone off. It must be 3, maybe 4 in the morning. I look at the phone and it's like 6:30 and we were supposed to be at the airport at 6. So I wake up like, what the hell? And I'm just like, babe, we got to wake up. We slept through the alarms. And she wakes up like, what? That's not possible. We had so many alarms set on both phones. And she's a light sleeper. So she would have woke up to it and woke me up. And I'm like, I don't know. We just got to get ready and go. I was like, we got to make sure we get there so we could take off to Mexico. I get up and remember I laid everything out the night before. My shoes were right there. I'm looking because I didn't have my contacts on because I took them off before I went to sleep. And I'm like looking like, where are my shoes? And I hear my girlfriend like, babe, your shoes are over here. Put them on. And I'm like a cartoon character that realizes something. I just look straight up in the air and I'm like, no, I put my shoes on this side. And she was like, well, they're over here. Go put them on. I'm like, okay, whatever. We get ready. We go. Like I said, I put everything in the bag the night before. I'm looking through our phones while we're in the shuttle because we were in a hotel not too far from LAX. So the shuttle took us there. And I'm looking through my phone and her phone, and not just the alarms we set for vacation, but our work alarms, our extra alarms that we had set. All these alarms, every single one on both phones were shut off. And I was like, okay, it would make sense if I shut them off. Like I woke up and I was tired. But why is your phone shut off? I couldn't have reached it because we were on like a king size bed. I can't reach over her without her waking up to turn it off. I'm like, why were my shoes on the other side? So we get to the airport and I put the duffel bag down. And I don't know why I get this gut feeling. I'm like, I put the bag down and I didn't hear her keys for her car and apartment because I took them because we locked the door and everything. And we drove the car to where we took the bus to go to LA, her job. And I don't hear the jingle of keys. I'm going through every bag that I had. I could not find these keys at all. And I'm like, I know for sure I put them in the bag the night before. So I called the hotel right away and I'm like, hey, we were just there. We barely checked out. Are the keys there? And they're like, well, the maids haven't gone up. We'll send up security. So security got there and then they call me back and they're like, yes, the keys were like right on the counter. And I'm like, the counter next to the TV? And she's like, yep, they were just right there. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. So we got them shipped to my girlfriend's job. And she had extra keys when we got back. So it was, but like, I know for a fact I put those keys in the bag because I'm very particular about packing. Like I get OCD about this stuff because when I was little, I lost something in a trip and I like don't know why that stuck with me since. And I'm like, I would understand maybe the keys fell out of the bag, they'd be on the floor, but they're directly on the counter where everything was in my bag. And when I got my bag, I checked the counter. There was nothing there. There was absolutely nothing. My shoes were on the other side and every single phone alarm was turned off. So I just thought like, okay, one, either one of us sleepwalked, but I don't sleepwalk. She don't sleepwalk. Or two, I shouldn't have teased the ghost of the hotel because then he was like, fuck you, bitch. I'll turn off your alarms and move your like it wasn't like malicious. It was like, fuck you. And I was just like, damn. All right. Yeah. Any thoughts on that? Anyone can explain why this shit happened?
I mean,
DJ?
like you should be glad that like that's all he did.
Did. It was like a fuck you for making fun of me kind of thing.
Right?
He was the ghost of inconvenience.
Yeah.
It's pretty much Jasper, the douchebag ghost. But then again, you did, fucking.
I made fun of him in his house. I was like, there's nothing you can do. Prove me wrong. And I have one more. Should I share it?
I mean, if you want.
Alex, I know you have work, so how's your schedule looking?
I mean, I'm pretty much halfway finished ready, so I could be here, stay for one more.
All right. I got one more story, then we'll transition to something else. If you need to leave, Alex, just let us know. It's totally fine.
Cool.
Okay, so like I said, I wanted to put a more lighthearted ghost story, I guess, between. So this one involves an experience that happened before my very eye-opening experience. So I won't say names because there's like it's kind of like personal. I mean, I guess. So my girlfriend and I go to this hospice because a relative of hers has had cancer and was in hospice. So they were, trying to get ready to pass. And we get to this place, and the people there aren't what I would call friendly. Bad, just like it's like we weren't there. They had a grudge against, I guess, different family members that ended up on both of us. So we're in this room, and I'm just standing there, and my girlfriend's sitting there next to me, and basically, I was given warnings before we went that this group was involved in witchcraft, and I laughed at the time because I'm like, oh sure, okay, whatever, and I was warned, but I disregarded the warning completely. So we get there, and basically we're going there to say goodbyes and stuff. It's relative, and we're in the waiting room, and the people there, which were the children of the relative, didn't seem to be bothered much that their father was passing, was dying, and it kind of like was weird. It was like Twilight Zone-ish because I'm like, they're talking about their plans, like, oh, I'm gonna get this for dinner. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that, and they were talking about funeral arrangements, and a couple of them were like, oh, we don't want to do it through a church. We don't want to deal with that church shit, you know. And so I'm just like, okay, this is very peculiar. I start getting this very weird feeling. Like I felt super nauseous, super dizzy, a migraine headache out of nowhere, and like very like lightheaded. Like I felt like I was gonna pass out. And I thought it was just me. I get a message from my girlfriend because we didn't want to talk out loud because said it was a hostile environment. And she messages me saying, I feel this, this, and this, everything that I was feeling. And I'm like, okay. And we never discussed this at all either. I'm like, I feel the same way. I was like, I thought it was just me. And she's like, no, me too. And it's like super freezing in this waiting room. And outside it wasn't cold. When we walked in, it wasn't cold. It wasn't cold, pretty much. But for some reason it got colder and colder, and me trying to like rationalize things. I'm like, the air conditioning's on. The air conditioner has those little string things that show when the airflow's going.
Mhm.
Absolutely nothing. I even saw the air condition thing from a distance, was not on. No air condition. I was like, then why am I so fucking cold? I'm wearing a long sleeve. I have my sweater on, but I'm like freezing cold. And there's candles in the room. I noticed the candles moving as if wind was blowing them. And before I figured out the air condition wasn't running, I assumed it was the air condition. Once I found out it wasn't running, I'm like, why are these candles blowing? I even moved in front of a candle to block airflow that potentially could have got through. It was still moving like crazy. The lights in that room alone were flickering like nonstop, just like constant. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, what is this? And I keep trying to tell myself, it's nothing. You're in your head. It's got to be a reason behind all this. And this waiting room wasn't where the relative was in. So we're like, let's get out of this room. There's bad vibes. I'm like, let's just get out. So we go into that room. We're in there, and but before we went, one of the kids came out and they're like, oh, they're doing that prayer shit for him. I don't know why they're doing that. They're wasting their time. And I'm like, well, you know, prayer's sometimes comforting for people. Of course, it was like his brother. I was like, well, of course he wants to pray for his brother. He loves his brother. He cares, you know, it's like faith or not. It's a good thing, I think. So we go into the room, still pretty bad vibes. It's constantly getting worse and worse until we had some of my girlfriend's family show up finally. And they're like, hey, let's all go outside. We all go outside, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell is wrong. I couldn't really breathe. My chest was tight. I'm like, I felt dizzy. And I guess they've all been through this before. And they're like, yeah, they're not like doing good things. It's like, it's not good things you're feeling. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, that was interesting. So me, my girlfriend, and her brother went to go get food for one of her uncles because he traveled from a far way. He took a train from LA. I think he flew in from Oklahoma or something like that. And so we go, and the brother's trying to explain to me what's going on. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. He's like, I know it's crazy. I know you don't believe it. I didn't believe it, but sometimes this stuff happens. And I'm like, okay, whatever. We get back, and we're on the sidewalk. And I look at the hospice. And normally I don't get scared of things. Like when I was little, yes. When I'm older, no, I don't really get scared. And so I'm looking at this house and I freeze up. And my eyes start to water, and all I remember was mumbling, I don't want to go in there nonstop. My girlfriend, also similar experience. She started to cry, like heavily cry, like near wailing levels. And I'm like, I've never seen her like this. And I'm feeling this dread feeling of going back in there. And I don't know, it was like my mind playing tricks. I thought I heard girlfriend's brother say, "You got to go in there and go get my dad." And I'm just like, no, 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 fuck that. No, I'm not going in there. I don't know what's up with this place, but I am not going in there. Whatever's in there is not a good thing. And so my girlfriend's uncle starts to pray for us because he's like, yeah, there's something in there. And he's like, I can feel it too, but I'm used to it. And he's a very religious man, so he wasn't shaken, scared, or anything by this thing. So he starts praying for us, and I'm just like, okay, pray. I don't really 100% believe in it, but whatever makes me feel better. We do this, and I feel like, have you ever like felt like there's something like when a person comes behind you, you can tell they're behind you?
Yeah.
And if they're a big person, you could kind of tell they're a big person.
Yeah.
So I had this feeling of coldness, like a chill. And normally you get chills, you're like, oh, I got chills, that's it. No, it was like persistent all up my back and my neck. And I'm like, there's something behind me. And I got that feeling. I'm like, whatever's behind me, it's pretty big. I'm like, I don't know what this is. I'm not going to turn around. I'll just keep praying.
Was it similar to having goosebumps?
Yes, but it was like nonstop persistent.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, like this chill didn't go away. It didn't like, okay, boom, chill, done. It was like, okay, yeah, there's something here. And then after he got done praying, whatever it was stopped. And after that, I swore I was not going to go to the funeral. I was not going to be involved with this part of their family ever again. I'm like, no way. I'm like, I don't know what happened. I had my worldviews. I used logic. I used reason. Nothing can explain what happened this night. And I don't want anything to do. So the next day, my girlfriend went to work. I went to work. Around 9:30 in the morning, I get the same feeling I had in the waiting room. My girlfriend texts me, same exact feeling. We find out later that her uncle passed away at 9:30 in the morning when we both got this feeling. And after that, I just said, I'm not going to go to the funeral. I don't really know them to begin with, and I don't want to deal with this again. My girlfriend went to the funeral, but they were like distant, so nothing else really happened after. But yeah, that was another one that was kind of like really creepy.
Mm-hmm.
So that one and the first one I mentioned weren't like the second one where it's like, ha, fuck you, I'm messing with you. It was like, it felt like malicious almost, like angry and stuff, like not good.
Right.
Like getting my shoes moved and the keys dropped, that's one thing. Getting this like persistent feeling of dread is another. And I'm like, yeah. So that's why I'm not like 100% like when, like, I know when Alex told us his stories when he came back, I was like, I don't know, maybe. After going through this shit, I'm like, oh my God, Alex, you got to share this on the podcast.
No,
I know.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of too late to share this one anyways. Maybe some other time.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
But yeah, those were a couple things that happened. I got my microwave haunted once, I guess. I don't know.
I remember that.
Yeah, I was watching, just real quick. This one isn't like a long story. So that movie, Veronica, I mentioned how the whole concept was demon possession at 3 a.m. I had a friend over. I'm sleeping, and I made fun of the movie. I'm like, whatever, cheesy, scary, but not real. It's 3:30 in the morning. I'm like kind of in a daze. I wake up, I hear my microwave going off. I walk into the kitchen, and the kitchen's very far away from where my room was, so it's like all across the apartment. I go and I see the microwave's running at like 30 minutes. And there's this whole like concept behind 3 a.m. to 4 being the witching hour and stuff like that. And 3:33 being the worst because it's like a mockery of the Holy Trinity and half of 666, stuff like that. So it was like 3:30 something. And the microwave was going for 30 minutes. So but I laughed at the time because I'm like, oh, what a funny coincidence. Sometimes microwaves do that. And everyone kept telling me, microwaves don't do that. You're fucking crazy. You haunted your apartment. But that one, nothing really happened after. Like, I never felt weird in the apartment or anything. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right.
Like Alex and I were discussing, if you are part of a Latino family or marry or date into a Latino family, eventually you are going to feel these things. I don't know why. It just seems to happen that way.
So far,
It's part of the course.
So far, what, Cody?
So far, I feel nothing.
I'll give
It's
it time.
because they're not malicious towards you.
Give
They
it
don't
time.
hate you.
Just give it time. Just give it time.
You're recently married. Give it time.
The only thing that scares me right now is the creature that is moving inside my wife's belly. That is the only fear I
You
have.
tried to get a dog and you couldn't have it. All right. So you went for the second best thing.
This is compromise. This is what a marriage is about.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Compromises. I get it.
Yep.
Oh my
So-
god.
We went from scary. Let's just talk about some, Halloween stories, like, I don't know, costumes we had as kids that we liked, or some random shit or antics that happened to us on Halloween. Anyone would like to go first?
Ooh, yep, I got one. So, went to a Halloween party. God, I don't remember if this was high school or not, but it was it was actually with Caleb, and his brother Christian, his brother Cooper, and I think Jake or Roderick was there. So we were part of this game, and Christian's mom set up a scavenger hunt for us. So we all went out for the scavenger hunt. Our side lost. I don't know why we were being complicated, but our side lost. So we go and back to the house, and they said, okay, as punishment, you have to put on these dresses and wigs, walk into the liquor store, buy yourself a candy bar, and then come out. Simple stuff, right? Nothing crazy, nothing really humiliating. Bust in there, go get a snack. We exit the building, and our ride's gone. They should have. She abandoned us. Later, we found out that she only moved from one spot to the next just to kind of throw us off. But the issue came, and the fact was, we walk out, and over there, we're at the liquor store, and over to the left of us at Omani's, the pizza Mexican place, there was a fight breaking out, and someone screamed, "Oh fuck, he got a gun!" We heard that. We took off running the other direction.
Yeah.
So Christian's mom is like, what happened? Like, she's freaking out because we were outside and then we just run for it. And so we had to walk all the way back past the elementary school. And finally, she got a hold of us and she's like, what the hell happened? And we're like, someone screamed, there's a gun. Do you think that we were going to take the time to look for you? We panicked, man. We got the fuck out of there. And she sort of just laughed. And it's like, oh, it's okay. You guys are okay now. And we're just like, are we okay? Because I'm freaking the fuck out right now. That was some scary shit. That was my favorite. That's literally my only good Halloween story. And I love it.
I had a similar situation when I was in college, when I was in Idaho in college, during the time when Halloween came by. There was this guy knocking at every door in the dorm, saying like, "Oh, we're gonna have a Halloween party and everything. There's gonna be have drinks, pizza, chicks, and all that shit." And the people at my dorm, we were all like introverts. We're like, fudge it. Why not? Let's go maybe get a couple of sodas, some stuff like that. So we went. Place was crowded and everything. Like, let's just leave. It's too much. And my friend that I went with, my roommate, he worked for security at part time with the campus. He got a phone call saying, "Hey, do you know this building at this dorm?" Yeah, we were just in it. Why? Well, apparently there's been reportings of a guy carrying an actual axe inside.
Oh my God.
I was like, and he told us this. I'm like, oh shit. Like, yeah, we're not supposed to have that on campus, are we? Or in the dorms? No, we're not. So I didn't go because I had some homework to do, but he went with another roommate of mine just in case to kind of ask him kindly to put the axe away. And I told him, hey, if shit starts to go south, let me know to come for backup at least. For call for backup.
If it comes to worse, if anything bad happens, don't come in this direction.
Stay away.
Stay away so I can live.
Yeah.
Noble sacrifice, man. It's part of religion, you know?
So that's where I'm gonna. That's my last 50 cents on this. I gotta go right now.
All right, Alex.
All right, we'll see you
Thank
guys.
you for being on our
Later,
podcast.
buddy.
Thank you for sharing your stories. See you later, buddy.
Later. I love you. Oh, he didn't hear me.
I love you, Cody.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
It's not like what's weird is that like a lot of people like celebrate Halloween and stuff like that, and I get it. You know, it's just something to celebrate. I don't see Halloween as a holiday. I absolutely do not see it as a holiday or anything to celebrate or worth celebrating.
What do you see it as?
Just a waste of time, honestly.
Time? It's a pagan holiday, Chase. Come on.
Gotta get into the spirit.
It's still a waste of
You
time.
gotta take Michael to the crossroads to sacrifice him, dude. Live on our Twitch channel.
I mean,
Stay
you could
tuned.
do that any day. It's not fucking Halloween that you have to do it on.
I know.
It's more spoopier that way.
Like honestly, I just don't see Halloween as a holiday. Like the definition to me, a holiday is just like Halloween doesn't fit that criteria.
True. But I like candy.
I mean, you can have candy anytime you want, so I don't understand why you need it on Halloween specifically.
Yeah, but the
Does
best
candy-
the best time to get candy is like the day after because everything's on sale.
That's true.
Yeah, same thing with Valentine's Day and Christmas.
Easter. I'm
Sure.
sensing patterns.
Yeah, so like
Candy
does it
good.
have to be
Are
Halloween?
you insinuating candy is incentivized for holidays?
Yeah.
My gosh. Oh my gosh.
We cracked the code.
We did it. We solved capitalism. BJ, any Halloween stories from you?
Well, a memory that I cherish very dearly. It was, I think it was in 8th grade. I had a demon costume that had a hood that covered my face and had glowing red eyes
Mm-hmm.
in the mask. And it was what I felt as a kid. I was like, this is probably the coolest costume I've ever fielded to school. And it was hilarious because so many of the other kids there were absolutely terrified of the costume because I was with my friends at the time, but there was this group of girls out on the playground staring at me, obviously afraid of me. And I stopped talking to my friends and stood completely still and just stared at them, would point at them. They'd panic and run further into the playground. And then I started walking towards them just to see them. They were just losing their shit over there. It was hilarious to me. And I decided that night, rather than doing trick-or-treating with my cousins at a different town, I was going to stay at their house and do that same shit. So I had that costume on, and all I did was get a chair and sit in their front yard. They lived in a cul-de-sac.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime a group of kids or people would come down into the cul-de-sac, I would stare at them and just super slowly turn my head and follow them as they rounded the cul-de-sac. And there was this one group of girls that they too, just like those little girls back at the elementary school, they panicked seeing me and was like, no, what the fuck is that thing? Like, no, I'm not getting near it. And I could hear one like, it's just an animatronic that they're controlling to follow us. Like, no, fuck that shit. That's some dude. If we get near that house, he's gonna jump up at us.
Mm-hmm.
I should have tried to not laugh out loud, but yeah, I maintained that staring at them the entire time. I wish I was too nervous to try it, but I wanted to actually jump up out of the chair and chase after them. I really wish I didn't. But that's a Halloween memory I will always cherish. But that was one of my best costumes.
Hey,
that was my favorite one right there that you just told. The second half of it.
Because that one girl in particular, she was fucking really bothered by me. She was just really bothered. I thought I had mastered that super subtle, slow head turning. Like, so many didn't, like, they weren't sure if I was moving or not, or if it's like, no, it's that kind of thing where it's like it just moves. It looks like it's moving, but it's not.
It's like a motion sensor or something.
Yeah. No, I am fucking with you. Yes.
Would you do it again?
Yes, I think once I'm a homeowner myself, I'm gonna be that neighbor that does that shit where I have something set up just to fuck with other people.
I mean, Cody's a homeowner now, so we could do it at his house.
You totally could.
Exactly.
We can get his microwave haunted at 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Think about it, ghostly nachos.
Right?
Pretty crazy.
I was always scared as a little kid. I didn't really like Halloween too much. I remember one Halloween they made me take off my Darth Vader mask because they didn't believe I was a kid. I was like 10, but I was like taller and bigger for my age. And this guy's like, take off your mask. You're not a kid. I'm like, I am. He's like, can't you tell by my voice? But I had like a voice modulator. They actually made me take off my mask to get candy. And then after that, I'm like, yo, fuck this. I'm not doing it. I'm only going to be taller next year. So then I stopped trick-or-treating at like 10 or 11.
Nice.
Yeah. My dad would dress up as like a scarecrow or this. He had like overalls and this mask. And he put hay all over his like exposed skin. So people thought it was like a stuff thing. And he would have the bowl of candy and he would like to scare people. And I guess to keep people on their toes. Some years he would be the dressed up character. Other years he would actually just fill it with hay. And no one ever knew year to year, like, is this the guy or is this hay or just kept people on their toes?
Oh, nice.
The long con, baby.
There you go.
One year where my cousin decided to like hang out in a tree to scare people.
Mm-hmm.
Like he would pretend to be like just like a limp body just like hanging in a tree or something. Like I think one year he was like a parachuter that got stuck. And like there were a couple of times where like he would make it look like he cut the chute so he can chase down people. And like I thought that was pretty cool. And then there was one year where he's like he wanted to be like a lynching victim, you know, like he wanted to have a harness,
Uh-huh.
like underneath like an overall shirt to make it look like he was just like he was hanged or something. I'm just like, like that's gonna hurt your back. Don't do that. It's gonna like hurt your back and your shoulders. Like the tree holding all of your weight with that. Don't do that. It's either actually, you know, like, you know, go for authenticity, you know, with actually lynching yourself or not, you know.
Commit to the role, man.
Yeah, either commit to the role or don't do it.
There you go.
And that's Halloween in a nutshell, man.
Commit to the role.
Is anyone dressing up this year?
I'm dressing up as myself.
Yeah, not this year.
Ooh, spooky. BJ?
No, I'm not dressing up this year. And okay, so I gotta bring up. You know how you've asked this question before, like privately or whatever, and you always jump at is like, no, and you can't say as a depressed person.
You can't.
You can't. So I have a pair of little cousins. They're like in second grade and kindergarten, respectively. And they ask me every time I go visit them because I help monitor their online school or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They always ask me, "Are you gonna dress up? Are you gonna dress up?" And I always say, "No, I'm coming as me." Or it's like, "No, I'm just gonna be." I'll say it to them when I'm having an especially bad day. No, I'm just gonna be a sad guy. Like, no, you can't. And it's hilarious because the last time I talked to them, they asked me again, but the oldest one was really smart. Is like, and you can't say you're just gonna be a sad person. Immediately thought of you. It's like, oh my god.
You can't say you're gonna be depressed. That doesn't count. That's every day. That's not.
Damn it! I think I have
Halloween's every day for me.
I have a problem.
Perhaps.
But I'm not dressing up this year. I haven't dressed up in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is there a way to dress up as commitment or happiness?
Doesn't exist.
Because those things scare me.
It's not that I don't want to. It's most times like I'm too lazy to pull off the interesting idea I might have.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's usually what it comes down to. Not too lazy to pull it off. One year I would.
You should dress up as a ballot, a voting ballot. BJ Spooky. I'm dressing up as Emperor Palpatine this year.
Ooh.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Aldo.
Yes.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
The time has come, Commander Cody. Execute Order 66.
I want to quote comment.
Yeah, but I'll dress up as Palpatine. I originally wanted to dress up as Ichigo from Bleach, and I went to Spirit Halloween. They had 2 hollow Ichigo masks. I'm like, whoa, what are the odds of that? And my girlfriend, but she hasn't been on the air for a good couple years. And I gave myself this false sense of security. I'm like, it hasn't been on in a couple years. The manga's been over for years as well. I'm like, I'm not gonna take because my girlfriend told me take the mask, and if you don't want to put it back. And I'm like, nah, no one's gonna get it. It's not as popular as it used to be. I leave. I see this guy walking with the mask. Like, oh, funny, he has the mask, and I instantly panicked and ran back, and there were no more hollow masks. And I'm like, fuck. I was like, I guess I'm Palpatine. All right.
You got out-weebed.
I got out-weebed by some chubby Mexican dude. Which makes total sense now that I look back on it.
Watch that show come back, and it still have filler.
They have no excuse to give filler this time because the manga's over. The only reason they do all the filler arcs is because they kept catching up. If they do that, I'm gonna be mad.
They almost have to because there's a precedent for it. It's like fans know it for having filler. So if we bring it back, it's got to have
because it's coming back in 2021. But I'm just sitting here, like, watch it have fucking filler, and it's gonna piss everyone off.
I'll get so mad because one thing I hate about Bleach filler, it doesn't fit in any fucking timeline.
No, it does not.
It does not. It's like the hollow mask symbols are different, and you're saying it's after this, but he doesn't have his powers after. It's like, no, none of this works. I know the Taite Kubo, the author, he's actually going to be very closely linked with the anime because he never got to end the manga exactly how he wanted because he was suffering from sickness. People thought it got canceled and they rushed him. But that wasn't the case. He was actually, and it came out years later, he was very sick. And it was getting so bad that he wasn't going to be able to draw no more. So he's like, I have to end it now or else there's no other way I can do this. He pushed through that final arc, which is why it's so rushed at the end. And maybe with him being involved with the anime, he can probably get his full vision out there. So technically filler because it's not in the manga, but it's coming from him and it's hopefully extends the story he wanted.
I mean, it's kind of like Akira Toriyama coming back for Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? Because how much he hated GT.
Yeah. Kid Goku. My cat's going to be a slice of pizza for Halloween.
Dragon Ball Super did another fucking Goku Frieza shit again.
Again?
Yeah, Goku's fighting against the bad guy, and Goku's like, if you promise to change your ways now, I won't kill you.
Oh God.
Right. So you can guess where it's going now.
He doesn't change his way, and now he has to fight him.
Yeah, so now the guy's the guy is a planet eater, and he fused his body into the earth. So now Goku's like, well, in order to kill him, I have to blow up the earth, but I don't want to blow up the earth, so I can't kill him.
There's no tension in Dragon.
No.
Yeah, no. It's that. I don't at this point I'm just I hate Goku as a character.
I've been hearing that a lot on Twitter too.
So I'm just
I believe it.
Can we either kill him off or just change him for the future to where he doesn't be merciful anymore, he isn't merciful anymore, slowly change Dragon Ball Z to be a little more darker.
Blow up the earth. Do it, Goku.
Because I feel like the fans that are watching Dragon Ball that have been watching it since the first Dragon Ball episode, we're all older now. You can go a little darker with the show.
Oh God, yes, of course they can go darker at any point.
Stop making Goku be this lovable guy that just wants to have a good fight.
You have to admit that that's going to be a dark episode. Goku, I am here to challenge you to fight, and I will not stop until I am stronger than you. And then he just pulls out a gun and shoots him in the face. Okay. We're done here, and just walks away.
Yep.
Or Goku abandons his family once again to go train.
Goku has to kill his family to get a new strength. Just saying.
Oh, the monkey go Sharingan.
Yes. He's going to get the Mangekyo Sharingan. Then he's going to get the Rinnegan. It makes sense.
Oh boy.
He has to kill his best friend Krillin.
Oh god, with the Destructo Disc. Super Saiyan Blue enhanced Destructo Disc. And I feel like on that note, we should wrap up our Halloween episode. We already lost a member. Future episode ideas. I actually have an outline for the next episode. I made it in case we couldn't get this episode out quick enough, but fortunately schedules worked for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike this outline, I'll get it to you guys sooner.
I was constantly checking my email for that.
I was gonna do it for the past couple of days, but we actually got like students back in the school. So normally in time where I'd be like working on this stuff, I was actually helping like kids.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I'll try to get it out before the weekend's over, so that way it's already out there. Should we? Well, maybe next week, maybe the following week. We'll see how BJ's teeth are doing. Maybe he has to get a couple more pulled out. We don't know.
No.
His adult teeth are coming in. Hold up. All right.
Hold
He's
up.
just teething.
We got his teething ring in the freezer. It's boba flavored.
I need it hurts.
It's cookies and cream flavored.
It's cookies and cream and Vicodin flavored.
I had cookies today.
So can you give us a teaser on like what the next podcast would be like?
Some more pop culture news, just things that have changed. Miles is Into the Spider-Verse movie soon in the game. We got cats. We got my cat mostly.
Oh gosh.
Just some more pop culture news and stuff. Maybe some stories if things change, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Goal is to eventually have some guests on here. I have a couple ideas, and maybe you guys do.
You get Joe Rogan.
We're gonna get Rojogan.
Rojogan.
We're literally gonna set Michael on fire.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the goal, boys. Yeah, potential guests. We'll reach out to people. They could be friends, enemies, loved ones, hated ones. My cat, Cody's baby. Who knows when this next episode comes out? So,
which I actually, yes, I do have news on that, which I will share outside of chat.
Oh
So.
boy. We have received nothing from the void. Messages from the void has been devoid of things. I will say though, my I'm gonna give no context. My son, he messaged me saying that he was gonna pop in to the podcast. So if you're here, my son Kevin, shout out to you. Yeah, don't forget to email us if you have any questions or topics you'd like to share. Our email is digitalenigmagaming@gmail.com. Also, feel free to tweet at us at digitalenigmag1, Instagram at digitalenigmagaming, YouTube, where we'll hopefully upload episode 1. It's been edited. It should be good to go, so it should get uploaded there as well. We got VODs on Twitch. If you're in the chat, feel free to comment, message, reach out to us, you know. We have a SoundCloud that I will also link in the different social medias where the MP3 will be uploaded. I'm working on the Spotify and Apple podcast, so stay tuned for that. But besides that, that's about it, boys.
Alrighty.
All right. Okay.
All right, we want to wish y'all a happy Halloween. Stay safe. Eat a lot of candy, or don't. BJ can't because of his teeth. I'm just saying, man, you don't want more removed.
Take good care. See.
Okay, I don't want people to get mad. The teeth were perfectly fine. They just need to.
Nope, we don't know that, BJ. That is a conspiracy. That's just a theory, a podcast theory. Good night, everybody, and goodbye.
Greg, cut it.
Greg or Craig? Wait,
Craig.
Did I say Greg?
You said Greg.
I said Greg. Sorry.
Greg from now on. We're gonna call him the wrong name.
Greg.
Hey, buddy.